Hello folks, and welcome to a brand spanking new Let's Play of a game I've been wanting to play for some time, but never really got around to, so I'm going to use my Let's Play as an excuse to play it. Yes. Oh, what's this? This guy's name is already Darius. How convenient. Now, Evergrace is a game I've not completed, but I've played through like the first 2 stages to all oblivion simply because of grinding. I love grinding, it seems. So this is a, as far as I can tell, rather interesting story. But you know what? I'm not gonna spoil it as much as I remember. I'm gonna let the game tell the story this time.
Edinburgh. A continent that's home to a few people with strange marks called crests. Cursed mark. When I was young, my parents were killed. That was a tragedy caused by this cursed crest of mine. I swore revenge, and in my rage I swung my sword. I wanted to hide the crest forever with the blood that stained my hands. Burn it away with the flames of anger and hatred. Finally, I found the enemy. I entered the Biliana forest, and suddenly, a huge tree appeared. This was only the beginning.
Are you okay? I thought you were dead. Did you have an accident? Why were you lying on the ground like that?
What? Who are you? Some kind of strange bird?
No, I'm human, just like you. My name is Chrysalis.
You're human? You wouldn't be just some weird bird that can talk. So you think you're human?
Believe me, I don't wish to look like this. I was transformed against my will by a demon.
Demon? You expect me to believe that?
Monsters invaded our country. You don't know? You must be from the outside, right?
Outside? Outside of what?
Outside of here. This isn't your world. It's completely different. Have you ever heard of the Rebane Empire?
What about it?
You're in Rebane right now.
I don't believe in such fairy tales.
I'm serious. Just take a look around. There are monsters everywhere.
Where am I?
The Rebane Empire. It's a very troubled country now. You need to be careful.
Yeah. 1 second. Sorry about that, I was just making sure my audio was syncing with my video. So, in case you couldn't tell, this is actually where I got my namesake here. For, I am Darius. This is actually a really cool game. It is by From Softwares, and there is quite a bit you can miss if you don't, actively explore all over the place. This fountain of life conveniently heals us. Oh.
Look at this. Can you tell what it is? It appeared out of nowhere when this place was sealed off.
Sealed off? Meaning what? Can't we get out?
You'll see. First you have to go to Castle Rebane. That's a good place to start.
This isn't some kind of trick, is it?
Get serious. I've got a stake in this too. You don't know anything about this world, including how to get out of it.
Well, aren't you just mean about it?
So if you're wise, you'll listen to me.
Okay, it's a deal. As long as you think you know what you're doing.
Listen up. We'll get along better. Sticking together is the only chance we've got to get out of here. Okay, let's go to Castle Rebane. There should be a passage to the northeast.
Now, compared to other From Software games, this one is really relatively simple. You got attack, you got special attacks, which you can get based on what weapons and armor you've equipped, which you use with triangle. Let's see, I'm trying to remember things. Circle is to run, although you can not run and whatnot. And X is to pick stuff up. I can zoom in, zoom out. And I cannot actually look with the left or right analog stick. That's reserved to switching between my main and auxiliary weapon, which is kind of stupid. Instead, we have to hold R1 to look in a certain direction. You'll notice that little cute little melon rat looking thing there, with only a singular eye. Let's go to punch it. Yeah, punch a rat. Yeah, punch it good. Haha, that was strangely invigorating. However, we want this sword.
You took the sword. Good. I'm so relieved.
Of course I took the sword, otherwise I'm just going to run around punching stuff.
I don't know what I think, but I do know that I'm gonna need this.
Okay, now listen. This is a secret, but you should know. That sword is called Palmyra Armaments. It's not a regular sword. It's different.
I know, it's magical. Right out of a fairy tale. It'll make me 100 times stronger.
I love this guy. He's just so damn skeptic about everything.
Wise guy. Think you know everything, huh? I bet you don't know this.
Actually, I do know this.
Palmyra armaments can be upgraded with Palmyra pieces.
Which is essentially
It
the
makes
currency
an
of the
item
game,
even
by the way.
more powerful. You'll need a magician's help, though.
And we're not magicians.
And it still might not do you any good when you fight certain monsters.
Yep.
There are plenty of monsters, all kinds, all types. You'll find something you can use it on. Give it a try.
Okay, I will. If you're telling the truth, I should see plenty of action with this sword.
Yes, I will. Alright. So, like I said, you can swap out between two different weapons. Yeah, look at this. Now, everything's kind of straightforward with this. Strength is straight up damage, stamina is your health, intelligence deals more damage with certain Palmyra armaments. Their effects, that is. Resistance is straight up defense, and luck is, well, drop rate essentially. There's slashing, crushing, piercing, lightning, earth, fire, and ice damage. Based on what items you equipped, you get more damage with that certain weapon or more defense with that certain armor. Now, we don't have any actual armor. We are essentially buck naked right now. You got items, which we can assign to, I think, one button or another. I think it's triangle. Again, Palmyra actions are the special things we do. In this case, we get chain combo, which if we keep on pressing triangle, or in my case, Y, because I'm emulating this, I get to do three attacks with this sword, which is cool. Options, changes around the options. Load, I can load directly from my memory card. And tutorial. That should be self-explanatory. Now, the reason why I actually never beaten this game is because I constantly wanted items from the merchant. Which, after I go over here and beat up some more of these melon rats, I will show you the merchant / magician guy. There's also, over here, a kind of silly inclusion if you ask me. I mean, it's a Souls game. They don't... well, not a Souls game, but essentially a From Software game. They're not entirely serious. Case in point, I now have a leaf on my head. Just kind of sitting there. But it's armor. Which, for now, is all I can really ask for. Usually like a trio of things. Enemy placements in this is almost completely and totally random. At least that's what it seems like. Because every single time that I go around, it's like, oh hey, there's one of those things. And then I'll come back and it won't have respawn. They more or less constantly respawn. And you'll notice I picked up little Palmyra armaments. That's what that little tin underneath my character is. Oh, my power bar. Which is also my health bar. I suppose I should get explaining to that. You'll notice whilst I'm running around, oh hey, blue fruit, that the red bar goes down. The red bar is my power. The more power I have, the more powerful my swings are. But I end up using my power whilst I'm, running around or swinging or using Palmyra armaments. So, the lower my health, the faster my power goes back up. But keep in mind, low health equals more than likely gonna die. Oh hey, there's a dude over here. Hi dude. I've only seen you a couple of times before.
Are there any more survivors?
I'm a survivor.
You're walking on dangerous ground. Go somewhere safe.
But I got a sword.
What about you? It's dangerous for you too, right?
Yes, but I promised I'd wait here.
Oh, you're just kind of stupid like that.
Right here?
This is the closest place.
To...
If I knew this was going to happen, I would have made it much earlier. It might be too late.
that
Sorry to
sucks.
dump all this on you. It's really not your concern. Besides, I don't even know who you are. Huh? That mark on your hand. You have the crest. Get away! Ah! The cursed mark!
Oh, that was just inconsiderate of you. Yeah. Darius's big thing here... Well, Darius the character, not Darius me. Darius's big thing is that he has a cursed mark on his right hand, which marks him as one of the most unluckiest people to be around. Oh hey, another rat. So, he's been brought some of the worst luck whatsoever. Like, I think that's how his parents ended up dying, was just him being around brought the worst luck and they dead. You can see that guy, he dead. Of course, he was also just stupid and being all like, no! Get away from me, person with the cursed mark! And that's kind of what happens when you don't look around where you're going, when you're, right next to a cliff. Oh hey, more rats. Oh, ow. Yeah, these guys just kind of attack by whipping of their tail back and forth. So you just gotta wait for the power to come back up and attack. Should have attacked twice with my chain. Oh well. Now, again, there is just regular attacking with the square button. That doesn't do anywhere near as much damage and most of the time doesn't do as cool of effects. For example, I just chain combo thrice. Sweet. Haha, murdering those guys. Anyways. Life extracts returns you to full health, no matter what. So it's usually best to use them when you're at the lowest possible health. Mushrooms will provide you a discount with the merchant to 50%, which is really nice. And the blue fruit, which will increase, which you can increase your stats by 5 points. So I can go, 1 1 1 1, 1 1 1 1 1, sorry, or pump it all into one stat. Me, I know me. I usually go straight up strength, because the more damage is, the faster that things die. Or I usually do luck because I like it when stuff drops. I look so goddamn silly with this leaf on my head. And again, this is usually how I started off my game before when I was, much younger and I think I got this game when I was 15 or so. I would just end up going back and forth, killing the rats and that weird dragony thingy. But enough of that, I'll show you guys the shop. The shop where the magician is. The magician who gives us stuff.
Greetings. Welcome to my shop. Feel free to look over my merchandise.
Ah, yes. This is actually where I got my shopkeeper voice that I use for Dungeons and Dragons or any role-playing system. Hello and welcome to my shop. I have a bunch of weapons here that I can use to stab you and take your money. Or you can pay me and I will simply give them to you.
Looking for... Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Ah, yes.
This one?
New weapons! This one is, as you can see, it does less slashing damage, but it has an increased amount of leaf damage, which I guess is trees. But we don't want this one.
This one?
Majestic sword, which is clearly an ice weapon. Still don't want that one either. No, we came in here for armor. Now, as the Paldeo breastplate is really cool, we clearly can't afford it. Instead, we want this one. Lowers our strength, lowers our luck, but it does increase our defense against quite a bit of everything, including the fire.
Some armaments can perform Palmyra action. It depends on what you bought. This is the purest form of Palmyra armament. Give it a try.
And on top of that, besides, having to fix your items, you can actually change the color of your armors. So you can even make it mix and match with all of your other stuff that you have. I don't typically do that, but I do like to make it, look good sometimes. Now I could purchase a Azure headband, but I know that one of the things around here actually drops one, so I won't bother with that. He also sells items, which are your basic, healy stuff, heal, antidote. Don't know what the Billiana leaf does. Oh, removes paralysis, which I think is just no attacking.
This one?
Yeah, power run. That. There are certain certain enemies in the game that seal off your Palmyra actions, so you can't, throw fire around or do your combo attack because of it.
This one?
This one fully restores your Palmyra power of a selected armament. I'm guessing that means that it repairs it automatically, so you don't have to go around worrying, oh no, I'm gonna end up breaking my sword if I hit it too many things now. There are accessories, but the balls of this is that you can't actually look at the accessories you want to buy unless you have enough Palmyra pieces, which blows.
You have good. These notes let you know all about the monsters in Rubain. You can learn important things about the monsters here.
And yeah, it's pretty much these notes, which you have to buy, allows you to learn certain things about these monsters. That's a bargain.
Good.
So let's go ahead and return to the regular world here. Now, from here, we can actually look at the creatures and what their effects are. And what they do. Like the giant dragonfly looking things. They are actually good against ice, but weak against pretty much everything else. Most specifically against piercing, lightning, earth, and fire. Now these guys, well, let's go ahead and save our game because it is getting to that time when I should probably stop the recording. If I remember correctly, the saving is actually kind of quick. I don't know. I think any time in the future after this, I'm just going to cut out saving. So, I'm going to do a wee bit of farming. While I explain to you guys how much of a bitch it was to get this to work on the PS2 emulator. Like, I still have the physical disc. So, I'm using that to emulate. I'm still using the physical disc because it is just such a pain in the arse to use my PS2 through the HD PVR. So, I've been all over the place on the internet trying to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do to make it so as the frame rate doesn't dip down to suddenly like 50 frames and does diddly squat, which, you know, would blow for recording. So I was all over the place on the internet trying to figure out what the hell. And it wasn't until like just today where I just figured out, oh hey, speed hacks don't actually improve the speed of your game. What kind of sense does that make? Why call it a speed hack if it doesn't actually improve the speed of your game? I'm just saying, that's kind of balls. I probably should have repaired my sword while I was in the shop. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this because I've not yet played through all of Evergrace. And beyond the second level with Darius and the third level with Charlene, I think, it'll be a completely new experience for me. So I will see you guys in the next video, hopefully. Take care. Cheers.